Hi everybody, I'm back. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, sorry for the hiatus after last week. I have not been able to record a single video for 2 weeks now because of a rotten cold. Yeah, 2 weekends ago I caught a mammoth of a cold. It then took me out for a few days. But then at the end of those few days, when I was finally like, ooh, I can get back to starting to do stuff, still had a little sore throat, but I thought I'll go with it. The problem was that I then went to a games day and talked a lot during then, and then I developed laryngitis. Yes, so my throat basically swelled up, I could barely talk, I was raspy, I had to basically go through a slightly comedic week of work, and I'm still not 100% recovered. I do have a bit of a throat, mainly in the sense that if I talk for too long, it will dry up, and then I have to take a drink. So I have got multitudes of drink here, honey and lemon, chamomile and squash and that, and I might even have to get 2 rounds of this during this video. But I'm just getting sick and tired of sitting around doing nothing. This is meant to be the easy period for this sort of thing. January, February, where no major games are released. And yet I am unable to do anything because of this stupid virus. It's like, come on. Yeah. So I just thought, you know what, screw it. It's on the way out. Won't be long before it's gone properly, but I just need to get in and do stuff. I really do. Even if it just means I've got to temper the way I talk for a little bit. So, this is a Kickstarter roundup, for February, because I didn't do one for December and January, because let's face it, there was nothing on Kickstarter worth talking about. But now there's quite a few things worth mentioning, and you're just going to have to bear with me. My voice may sound a little weird, I may have to take breaths, take a drink if I'm doing these sort of streams. Obviously, if I do a review, I will try and, edit that stuff out. But here you just might have to accept that I have to deal with this to some extent. But at least I can get some content out, right? Because, oh man, I've got stuff to get on with. But more on that in the podcast when I get around to doing that, probably tomorrow, I would like to hope. So yeah, Kickstarter. December sucked. And so did... Well, December sucked for Kickstarter, and so did January. January just outright, there was nothing on Kickstarter for most of it. But even when things started appearing, I couldn't do it because I had the cold. So now, hopefully, I can talk about these projects. And as I say, I'm coming into these mostly blind, and I'm just giving my views as I read over the projects, my kind of thoughts, and just, giving my impressions. That's essentially what this is. It's an impressions crowdfunding, shall we say. So very quickly, we'll kick off with Sleeve Kings. These are the sleeves I use. I use these all the time. They are my go-to sleeves, and well, that's just the end of it. I mean, these are the ones I use. They come in all sorts of sizes. They are dirt cheap for the fact you get 110 sleeves in the packs. 60 microns is more than enough thickness, because anything more and you just won't be able to fit anything in there. So forget these premium 100 micron ones. Get the normal 60 micron ones. But they got all sorts of sizes. There's even the mouse mat you can get, like this one, where you can sort of measure up the cards, which is really cool. So I use that a lot when I'm trying to measure out certain things. But yeah, I buy these and I use these all the time. This is just basically a means for you to get a bunch of them fairly cheap if you're in the US. Unfortunately, in the UK, it's not the best of bargains to buy them from here. You might as well just get them from places like Kienda or Board Game Extras, possibly Games Lore, stuff like that, and just buy them from their retail. But it's what I do. I love them. They've just got all sorts of bundles, all sorts of sleeves. I just religiously use these, and I say that if you're interested in the US, go grab a bunch, because they are just really that good. Alright, let's take a look at... Well, let's just very quickly gloss over Arborea. So Arborea, I'm not going to say much about this one because I've already done a preview video on it. So, this is Alley Cat Games. This is a midweight to heavy-ish Euro from them with multiple mechanics. A very interesting sort of, like, almost a bit like a Batoku-esque style artwork. And I've got pros and cons to say about it, but basically, if you want to know my real thoughts on this, then I suggest you go check out my preview video on the channel, where I'll explain in more detail. But as I say, it's on here. If you want to back it, it's there, and it's running out in 5 days. So we'll gloss over that. Go check out the preview video. Right. Let's take something big first, alright? Andromeda's Edge. This is just one that's getting so much buzz at the moment, where everybody is just like, oh god, gotta get this game, it's from Luke Laurie, it's the Dwellings from Eldervale sequel. Well, pros and cons with that. But what have we got here then? So, science fiction themed Luke and Maximus Lorry. I'm not sure who Maximus is, that his brother. But, yep, so what have we got? Worker placement game, your workers are upgradable starships, special abilities. Game board is a modular hexagonal map, as all space games seem to be. Worker placement actions. Your player board is a customizable space station that lets you build massive tableau engines by attaching modules with unique factions. I mean, that sounds quite cool. Not sure about dice battles, though. That's a little concerning. The map also looks a little on the small side, or is that just a board and these are separate components? I'm not entirely sure, but how to say? Is this going to have Luke Laurie's typical shtick where it's like, when you get your workers back, you also get to upgrade this little thing on your board or whatever. But Dwellings did it, so did Cryo. He's got a thing about this mechanic. But we'll see. Usual gubbins, usual things. I can't trust preview comments. I just seriously can't. Right, let's see. So, all these different miniatures, they do look pretty cool. But, again, you're showing me game trays and you're showing me miniatures. You're not showing me how the game is played. That's what I want to know. Come on. Show me... Don't show me preview comments, you know, praising the hell out of it. I want to see the game. And all I'm seeing is just different things. And now the pledges. Where's the actual game? Where's the actual game? Seriously? Was that it? Or did I gloss over it? Oh, this is it. Well, that's it. That's all I get to see about the game, is it? That, come on, I can see a little bit more than that. Now, with his history, Luke Laurie has done some games I love. I love Energy Empire. I love that worker placement game. Such a good one. Although, that is a co-design. I also love Whistle Mountain. Again, that's a co-design. But still, I love Whistle Mountain. Cryo I like. I don't love it, but I like it. It's fine. That's, I think, his own game. I don't know if that's a co-design, but I like that one. And Dwellings, I thought it was great at first. Now it's kind of dropped for me, and I've since sold my copy. It was an 8. It quickly became a 7. Now I would probably give it a 6. And with that, yeah, it's a 6. It's above average for me, Dwellings of Eldervale. The problem with it is that it's a massive teach. It's quite long. It's a behemoth of a box. It's expensive. And the whole idea of it being like all the different schools of magic and stuff is kind of lost when really the theme means nothing. You're basically controlling people on a map and trying to upgrade them to dwellings. That's essentially the crux of the game. The whole I'm the light magic and I'm the dark magic and I'm earth magic means nothing when the cards don't really feel like the school of magic I'm dealing with. I mean, if I'm focusing on earth magic, I don't feel like I'm an elf mage or anything. If I'm doing the dark magic, I don't feel like I'm a necromancer of death. It's more of a Euro than it is thematic, and that just grated after a while. It just started to sort of grate me down. But, I mean, launch a starship, and they've got unique abilities, so this sounds a bit like the what are they called? The workers from Cryo. Claim limited resources. I'm not sure about the dice combat, though. I mean, this sounds like it's a biggish game, and now you're going to throw, essentially, a random element of combat in there. Now, is there anything else this game can show me, other than the fact that this is a pricey game? I mean, it looks cool. And the artwork is nice. That's all the different factions with some. Okay, that is quite. I'll give you props. That is quite amusing to see a Star Trek-like ship piloted by cute dragons. I think that's pretty funny, actually. Pretty funny. But okay, so you can play it on Tabletop Simulator. But the problem is, I never really get a full idea of a game from Tabletop Simulator, so it's just not on there. But yeah, it's all the usual people. I need some independent thoughts, and oh blimey, all in is only, that's quite cheap shipping actually, $12, $14, $16. I was expecting it to be more. But here's the thing, I mean, if this is just basically Dwellings of Eldervale with some extra bits or something, I don't know if that's enough to make me want to get it. And this is $190, $200 for this. I'm just kind of done with these Kickstarters that throw in everything in the kitchen sink and suddenly are like worth tons. I mean, what do you get in the standard edition? $69. So you get stretch goals, a standard box. Okay, fine. So what is in the deluxe version? Built-in escalation expansion. And is that it? Is that it? Deluxe edition and all campaign stretch goals. So, where does it say what's in the deluxe and that? I mean, I guess the standard edition is literally just the not having the expansion. Okay, so what's all in? And every add-on. Alright, so what are the add-ons? Modular expansion, wooden moons and more upgrades, card sleeve set. Oh god, all these little things. A coaster. Why do I need a coaster? Dice trays. I'm not a fan of these neoprene dice trays, frankly. I've tried to use them, but I never get used to them. And some dice, but yeah, I mean, $5, $20, $5, $18. This is a pricey Kickstarter. I don't know. I'm kind of on a wait and see thing. As I say, Dwellings of Eldervale sucked me in, but then I quickly kind of phased off it. I'm worried that this one would do the thing of sucking me in and then suddenly phasing off it. If it's more available on retail, I think I'll just look into the standard edition when it comes out and go from there, because it doesn't look like that there's any specific thing for I mean, the deluxe. Oh, I see. So you all get the starships. So you get these in the deluxe and the game trays. Oh, so you are losing some quality of life stuff by having the standard version. So if I want the deluxe for that, $129. $129, $130, $145 to get that. Just a bit too expensive, especially when it's not even fulfilling until summer of next year. That's a long time to wait for this. I don't know. It's a pass for me, but I'm intrigued. Luke Laurie has done some games I absolutely love and co-designs, and he's done a couple of games that I like but don't love and are kind of like above average. He hasn't done anything bad, so I'll keep an eye on this, but I'm certainly not going to subscribe to the hype train on this one that's going around at the moment. Mage Noir, now it begins. Mwahahaha. Or I might as well just call this Black Magic, because frankly, that's what this game looks like. It looks like Magic the Gathering. It really does seem like it. I mean, look at all these different, different things. Oh, you can have ice and lightning and sun. It's like, okay, fine. A mana pool, although the idea that it's shared is quite interesting. The fact that it's aggregated at the center of the table and then you draw from there, that's different. I'll give it that. But the thing is, this is just basically another one of these, like, I mean, is it a TCG? Or is it a normal TCG? I'm not entirely sure. But, that's a lot of text. That is an obscene amount of text. I mean, the iconography is not that clear. You've got these tiny little things in the corner. And then you've got a very nice looking picture. I'll give it that. The artwork's pretty sweet. But all this text, I do not want to read all this text on the card. It's a little bit too much. I mean, it's going to make teaching this to new players really tricky. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Not as big a fan. I mean, $10, $39, I mean, it's cheap. But then you got to buy these expansions. That just seems kind of weird. $80, $150, $200. Jesus Christ, €400. This is way too much. Way too much. Yeah, I'm not interested in this. This just looks like another generic fantasy card game that's probably a little bit too rules text heavy for its own good. Roll for the great ones. Well, Camilla liked it. Although, was that because something else was being picked? I can't remember. Cooperative adventure with Cthulhu. Well, I'm not exactly that fussed about roll and writes, I got to admit. Your work's odd, to say the least. I get that it's a different style, and it's just not my style, but these faces kind of worry me. I mean, this one on the left looks a bit like Kyle's cousin out of South Park. You know, is like, hey, I'm just a naughty nice accountant. Don't blame me for the numbers. It's, you know, it's kind of a, yeah, it's a little off-putting seeing the faces on there. And a roll and write, it better be cheap. I have no interest in print and play, so €25. For a physical game as well as the print and play files. Well, it's not bad. It's not a bad price. €25. Dry erase boards. Good. Dry erase. I like that. Enough with this pen and paper nonsense. Some cool looking dice. Dry erase markers. A dice bag. Okay, so that's pretty good value. But I don't know if this game seems like it's anything that I'm interested in. And wow. Blimey, that's a lot on your board. This is giving me like Hadrian's Wall vibes. But, I don't know. Recover your soul, rest your body, special action attacks, the different... I like the fact there's a different sheet for each one. So it's basically Eldritch Horror, but roll and write. I think the artwork is probably the most fun bit out of it, though. And the game itself, I think I probably like it, but I'm just not desperate for roll and write. Say, there are some exceptions. Twilight Inscription and a few others, and I know it says this is not your typical roll and write game, but to be honest, a lot of roll and write games are typical roll and write games. There's only so much you can do with roll and write. But it is cheap. €25 plus... what's the shipping? Shipping. Zone 1, Zone 2, so for us, €9. So you're talking about €35. €35, about 30 quid. 30 quid's not a bad deal. I'll give it props. This is definitely a pretty good value Kickstarter. Just not one that I'm desperate for. Batman Escape from Arkham Asylum. Really? Have there actually been any decent Batman games for a while? Because honestly, the Batman miniatures game, the co-op, that was garbage. It was. I mean, it looked cool, but the rulebook was total garbage. And I'm sorry, if you can't, after 2 attempts, get your rulebooks right, you fail and you don't get my money. Or even my time, because that's just stupid. But what have we got here then? So, semi-co-op. Semi-co-op is not a mechanic that has been refined yet. And I don't think you're suddenly going to be the person that gets it right. Play with your friends or solo to defeat Batman. Okay, so you got some cool miniatures for the various villains. Wow. That... I was going to say Batman and Robin's skin. I was going to say that basically looks like the Arnold Schwarzenegger version. Alright, fair enough. I see, so they've actually taken some stuff from the movie licenses. That's pretty cool. Although I'm not sure I want to see Bane in his Dark Knight Rises version, because it was kind of a weird version of Bane. Kite Man? Who the hell is Kite Man? I'm not the biggest Batman aficionado. I mean, I love the animated series, I like the movies and stuff like that, so I love Batman. But, and I've heard of this Condiment King, but Kite Man? Why would I want to play as Kite Man? And even then, what kind of villain is Kite Man? That is so ridiculously stupid. I mean, okay, Mr. Freeze is a slightly unbelievable character, but at least he's, got a tragic backstory and has cool ice ray guns and stuff. What's Kite Man gonna do? Commissioner Gordon, Harley Quinn. That's a pretty, I like that. The psychiatrist, it's almost like the Basic Instinct version of Harley Quinn. Okay. Alright, well, that's stuff like that. So what do you actually... Oh, that's a weird map. Kind of reminds me of Arkham Horror 3rd Edition. Wow. Yeah, just because you've got some funky little miniatures and stuff does not mean I feel like spending the €125 on this. And this is a 2-hour game, pretty much. What's in this game that's costing taking 2 hours? Let's have a look at this gameplay. Okay, so the escape plan tells the layout of the map, any special conditions, any surprises, collect items, advance your objective, defeat the boss, and escape. Okay, so you craft items, your tiles contents, you discover the rooms, fight off guards, roll the dice for successes, combat, alert level, and if Batman appears, then what, you lose? Oh no. Oh, he's the worst threat in the game. This will be the ultimate challenge that you have to face or try to avoid averting him. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I can't keep it there. You can tell when I'm talking a little bit too much because I can feel the slight pain building up, not to mention the phlegm in the throat. Okay, so... Yeah, it's got a demo. Reviews. Who's reviewed this? Some smaller creators, which is fair enough, although interesting. Oh god, here we go. I am sick and tired of this. Stop it with these expansion sets. Either put them in your base game or wait until the game is good, give me a cheaper price point, and then give me an expansion. Would it kill you to be a bit patient with your game? Oh god, expansion this, and this is the thing. It's more miniatures, it's more... I mean, this is putting me off. it's putting me off your game. Your game could be fun, but the fact that you're just putting expansion after expansion after expansion when you don't even know if the base game is any good or not, this really puts me off Kickstarter projects. Jesus Christ, how many expansions are there? Careful. But, Jesus. And then €50 to ship the thing, or 25 minimum? That's just insane. No. Yeah, this has put me off. This is just too expensive, too much stuff, and too much focus on the wrong thing. I mean, this game does not look like something that should be worth €125 minimum. I mean, you want everything 430. I'm sorry, your game does not look fun enough to be a €430 price. I mean, you don't know if this game's any good, people. Why would you spend this kind of money to get all this content? And it's still 125 just to get the base game. I'm not seeing €125 worth of stuff here, other than just it's got miniatures. Nah, not one for me. Alright, hang on, let's delete a few things. We've got delete that. Oh, but I need to go back to do my... Well, I remember what I did. I need to do my pick of the month. Alright. Oh boy. Oh, this one. Marvel United. Now, I have done a review of Marvel United from the base set perspective. Go check out my video on that. Generally, I like the game fine. But the Dice Tower love it. Tom Vassell and Z Garcia and that, and, Mike DeLisio, they adore this game. And I do think it's getting a bit overrated on that front. It's fine. It's a kids level family game. It's got some enjoyment to it, but there's not a lot of decision space. I mean, you basically just play one of a few cards that have just got one of a few symbols on them and just see what's like it. You're discuss quickly with the person after you, like, what do you need, fight or move? Oh, you want that? Okay, I'll play this one. It's not that difficult to really get through the game. I know it's meant to be simple, but still, there's just not a lot of thinking decision space. And most of the fun is just the fact that it's Marvel themed, and I love Marvel. But I also will state that, as much as it might be better value if you get it on Kickstarter, when you buy this in retail, particularly in the UK, it is the worst value for money ever. £35 for the base set, £35 for X-Men, £25 for every other expansion. I'm sorry, this game does not warrant that kind of money. It's ridiculous. I've still got the original Marvel United, only because I'm waiting for a replacement box because my Iron Man broke in his first game. Iron Man broke because he came weak, so I'm waiting for a replacement. But yeah, I just don't see myself keeping it, and I am not forking out all this money to buy all these expansions, especially not for this Kickstarter, because I mean, it's already making $2 million and everybody wants it. That's going to be a thing. But here we go. So what do we got here? So $65 and then $100 and then, which granted you get a lot of models, but is there really that much difference between a lot of these? I mean, they basically just come with what, like a 12, 15 card deck or something, which is mostly the same as other decks, just with some slight tweak to the symbols and then 3 unique cards. But the main thing with this I just don't get is I get it with the first couple of Kickstarters because they had a lot of major characters. This is the Z list of characters. I mean, I like Marvel, but I do not know who most of these are, nor care. Who is Chod? Who's Corsair? Who's Songbird? Who's Hepzibah? Cyborg Spider-Man? Razer? Agent M? Is that Agent M? I don't know. Or is it M? I don't know. Cypher? Chamber? I've heard of Captain Britain. I thought Captain Britain was a man, though. Well, I suppose it's Multiverse. Havoc. I know of Havoc. That's an X-Men. Lalandra? Speed? That's a very boring name. Husk? Or I don't know these characters. Kid Loki, but unless you put Crocodile Loki in there, then I'm not interested. Sam Wilson, Captain America. At least I know that from the TV series. But, Wong. Oh, that'd be quite cool. As in Wong from Wong Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, that would be quite cool. Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty sweet. Red Hulk. I know Red Hulk. US Agent. Yes. I don't know Daken. I don't know Dark Child. I don't know Dark Star. Red Guardian. I know that one. Yeah, Black Widow movie. Abomination, Absorbing Man, Claw, Comedian. That's going back a bit. Crimson Dynamo? Crossbones, know that. Maximus. Let's just... The thing is that, yes, this is giving you a lot of content, but how many people actually play with all this? I mean, look at the amount of time it would take you to go through this lot alone is ridiculous. And then you've got $40 for this, $35 for that, $35 for this, $35 for that, $35 for this. How much does this cost? So $100 gets you the main two that are in there. So these are all add-ons. So this is $100, right? 140, 175, 210, 245, 280, 310, 340. Well, 340. No, let's carry on. 360. Campaign decks, they're probably good. So 375, 390. This is $400 worth of stuff. And then, wait a minute. Classic promos bundle? So hang on, $400 to get all this lot. And then United promos box and Mutant promos box. I mean, I don't quite get what these are. I mean, is this basically the first two Kickstarters? So 122.20, Return of the Sinister Six. Is this another 45? 45? Jesus, this is ridiculous. It's a family weight light kids game. It's fine. 6 out of 10, 7 if you put in some extra modes probably. But this is not a 10 out of 10 game, and it is not worth this kind of money. It's just not interesting enough. Yeah, you've got these free goals to do. That doesn't really change without some extra bits. And people say, oh, it gets a lot better with all the expansions. Yeah, but I want the game to be good from the get-go, preferably. Or at least be cheap enough to fix, not require me to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds to fix it. This is just too much. I mean, if you already have the first two Kickstarters, do you really need all this? This is just insane. The amount of content, and granted, it's giving you a lot of stuff, but how do you even store this? How many calyx squares does this thing take up? And this is supposed to be a plug-and-play game. Plug and play. When you've got 3 of these Kickstarters on your shelf, I get the impression that the plug and playness goes down a bit, because I'm sure the setup would be ridiculous. But wow, it's just too much. And then you've got Galactus, big mini. Everybody's like the mini. I don't know who these people are, because I know very little about Galactus. But no, it's just too much. It's too much. Ugh. What do I care about Titania? I don't want to ever control a character of Titania, you know, or Titania, or however you pronounce it, because it just gives me She-Hulk memories, which I'm still having therapy for from that god-awful series. No, it's just too much. And like I say, this is the Z-lister. Most of these are unheard of characters, or characters I just couldn't care less about playing. And here you're getting some new. I mean, we've already got Iron Man. We've already got Captain America, so now you're rinsing and repeating in order to get through this. I don't know, this is just too... It's too much. And like I say, if you love the game, you love the game. I love Marvel. I like the game fine, and I'll play it if people want to play it, but this is just too much money. And people are just willing to throw a ton of money into this. You know, more money than sense, I feel. You know, we're supposed to be in a world economy where everything's going to pot and people can afford this. Oh yeah, the shipping. Let's have a look at this. Herald Pledge. So $50 to ship this. And that's for UK. This can go as high as $150, $171 if you live in various parts of the world. Right? So that's $50 for the Herald Pledge. Optional buys not included. This is going to be ridiculously expensive to buy and ridiculously expensive to ship. It's not worth it, people. Save your money. It's just... And, you know, what was the other things you got in it? So, yeah, Multiverse, Fantastic Four, and the Wrecking Crew. Seriously, does anybody give a monkeys about the Wrecking Crew? Again, She-Hulk flashbacks, don't want to know. Yeah, pass. 1947, a movie-making game of strategy and deception. Okay, oop. Come back. Come back. There we go. Alright, let's have a look. Need more drink. I think my throat can probably manage 1 video a day, but it's going to struggle to make any more than that. Or 2 short videos, one big video. Alright, let's see. Hollywood. 1 to 9 players. That's a weird mix. Suspected there are spies hiding in your production videos, sneaking unpatriotic messages into your movies. Okay. I didn't expect this to be a social deduction game. 20 to 40 minutes. Comes in a book. Hopefully it won't be like Blood in the Clock Tower and milk that as the only thing that's remotely good about the game, but okay. Yeah, I like the fact they've gone with these old 1940s like movie credit signs. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, looks pretty straightforward. They've certainly got the artwork and aesthetics good. Okay. So I'm curious what they... Each job has a different responsibility. So some deluxe tokens, which are probably over the top. An expansion pack. What's the gameplay? Can I please see how it plays, please, without having to watch a video? Right, here we go. 7 rounds. Certain genre. Screenwriter uses their turn to choose between 2 genres. Perform your unique job. These jobs affect the cards in players' hands. Can use their turn to re-roll dice. The players will start showing their dice with the card and have face down in the center. Open discussion about which cards are added or but players on the communist and rising star teams may try to deceive the others. Okay. 1 card is added from the deck. And then the cards are revealed. And the cards with the most symbols wins the round. This is giving me Secret Hitler vibes. The first team to 4 victories wins the game. A round with tied symbols goes to the communist team. Yeah, this just feels like a weird mix of the Resistance meets Secret Hitler, which again doesn't really sell it to me. Any small people that have done this? Vacay Games, Jason's Board Game Diagnostics, Bitewing Games, anybody else who's smallish? Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it looks alright, but I'd try it, but I don't know. I don't like Secret Hitler at all, and the Resistance is kind of done and dusted, really. So, oh, I see, it's the next one in this sort of series. I've not played, Deadwood's on sale on Kenda at the moment. Is that any good? Not played Bristol, looks boring. I would like to play the Salem games. Not played Tortuga. I'm not sure, $150 for... Or is this, oh, for the whole series. Oh, alright, so it's only about $27, and then you pay more if you want all the other ones. Well, that's relatively good value. We shipped this by Kickstarter, discounted price. Shipping. Maybe it'll tell me here. So, if I just want Hollywood and Costumes Pack, $27. Not bad. $44 if you want the deluxe, with tokens that you probably really don't need. Although, having extra cards is nice. I'm not sure I like having to pay extra money just to get a few extra cards, but fine. Well, interesting. I would try it, but the theme is pretty cool in that, but yeah, Secret Hitler vibes. I am a little bit concerned, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe this will be cool, but I'll try it when it comes out. Alright, Coal Baron. Wow. Boring title, boring theme. I mean, seriously, you can't do better than Coal Baron. Oh, wait a minute, I've heard of this. I've heard of this game, yes. So this is a new edition of a game. In fact, if I played this game, I think I've played this game ages ago. Where's the gameplay? So, worker placement game, about an hour. So, yeah, manage your finances and working. Dig tunnels. Where's the board? Dig tunnels. Oh, I have played this game ages ago. Oh, many years ago, when I was just getting into games, somebody showed me this, and it basically solidified the fact that I hate this theme. But did I hate the game? I don't think I hated the game, but I don't overly think I loved it either. I think it was just one of those, meh, it works, but I think just because the theme is so boring for me, this whole mining coal and iron as if I care, hasn't really... I've pretty much forgotten everything else about it. But it does look like a nice looking addition. Never heard of CNC Publishing though, that's a new one. But €75 seems a little bit expensive, but you do get a playmat, which is always nice. Some pouches, some different cards. €20 for some pretty good looking metal coins there, although 16, 12 and 12. I suppose for €20 that's not too bad, 40 coins. But yeah, that's not too bad. And the playmat. Okay. And I mean, this is one of those games where I just don't remember enough about it. I mean, so how do you do this? So you choose and buy a tile for the mine's car factory. Add the tile on the correct level inside your mine. Finance this purchase. Add the coal of its color. Oh god, yeah, you had to do this weird... What was it? Yeah, you had to do this weird thing of like you played the card and it got you different colors of coal, and then you brought it up, and then it was all timing and logistics. It was fine. As I say, it feels like a product of its time. There's going to be fans of this game, I'm sure, but I'm not particularly desperate for something like this. But, as I say, I'm sure there are some Coal Baron fans, and if this is the type of theme you love, then I say by all means give this one a look. What on earth? Yeah, I heard about this game a while ago, and I just rolled my eyes, because I thought, ooh, a zoo game, and then it said Reiner Knizia, and then it had political stuff on it, and it's like, you gotta be kidding me. This is just the weirdest mishmash of themes here. And apparently it's 2 games, Gutsy Gorillas and Zoo Vadis, but I'm not particularly interested in Gutsy Gorillas. That's, yeah, that just looks like a weird add-on. Let's have a look at Zoo Vadis. 3 to 7 players, 20 to 40 minutes, okay. Reiner Knizia, which basically means this won't have a theme. So, the animals run the zoo. Okay. In order to draw the star exhibit, each species must campaign its way up the hierarchy of enclosures with the majority support of animal voters. Lead star will be the species that's earned the most laurels. Right. Okay. Weird. Zoo Vadis is an evolution of Reiner Knizia's classic negotiation in Quo Vadis. So, so it was based on a slightly boring theme, and now you've basically just shoved animals into it. Yeah, you're gonna have to do better than just simply shoving animals into it to get what there. And yeah, this, I mean, it doesn't look particularly good. I don't particularly like these aesthetics. Yeah, the miniature counters there are fine, but I mean, there's no theme in there. The fact that you've just shoved animals on it is just literally window dressing because animals are popular. That's the only reason you have done this. The usual suspect. There's a few small creatures there, but for the most part, it's the usual fares. $45, not bad, but yeah, this just does not interest me at all. No. And this even less so. I don't know. I feel that this is just too much gushing over Knizia games, because, I mean, obviously they're not going to put negative comments on these things, but yeah, I mean, everything I see with this Gutsy Gorillas thing is not giving me, like, best game, you should totally back this vibe. And the fact that they're just plugging it onto this one just seems like a weird thing to do. Nah, I've got no interest in this. If I play it when it comes out, maybe, but nah, not looking at this much further. Alright, finally, search. I mean, I know it sounds like I've been going pretty negative on a lot of these, but sadly, that's just kind of the way it is, really. I mean, the Kickstarter for me has definitely taken a bit of a downturn in terms of quality of stuff on there. And I'm definitely toning my Kickstarter purchases back, mainly because they cost an absolute fortune now. So if I'm going to back something, it needs to be something I'm pretty certain I will like. And yeah, you know, there's not a lot of those around. Search for Lost Species. Now, I really like the Search for Planet X. Search for Planet X is a really cool game. But is this one, so, utilizing the same game system? Okay, so a real-world search to travel around an island to survey for wildlife using the companion app. Use surveys and logic rules to confirm sightings. And record your findings and deduce. So is this going to have the same amount of, like, complexity and variation that Planet X has? More so, maybe? Yeah, I like the artwork. The artwork's pretty good. You better not put tarantula in there, though. I will be annoyed if you put something like that in there. Lost species, monitor, kangaroo, owl. So far, no tarantula, but you better not put a spider in there. I won't be happy. Sighting tokens, camera trap, blah, blah, blah. Rulebook, envelopes, solo rules. Good. Put them in the box this time. Hate the fact you got to download the solo rules from online in the other one. But, okay. And an app. Because it does actually work quite well with the other app. So, survey by foot, boat, camera traps, visit a town, locate, pay for actions on the time track. Yes, I like time track mechanics. Time track mechanics are cool. Record it. So, honestly, this does sound pretty cool. Now, is it different enough from Planet X for me to want both? That's where I'm a little bit surprised on it. Ooh, what's this? Search for Planet X New Horizons upgrade pack. I don't remember this. Hang on. Whoa. Let's go past those. $12 to ship. Not too bad. Wow. Hang on. Delivery in 4 months? So this is basically ready. Is there a point kickstarting this then? Oh, this better be my last one. The voice ain't gonna last much longer. Yeah. 4 months? That is quick. That is quick. But where's the bit about that? I don't know. There's nothing explaining it. That's weird. You'd think you'd explain it a little bit more, but I've not heard of this. I'm going to do a Google search after I'm done with this stream. But, no, I mean, this looks cool. My only worry is that this sounds pretty much identical to Planet X. It's just with a few little tweaks, and I don't know if I would need to own both. But maybe if it has a better solo mode, then maybe I would. And animals is more interesting to me than space. So, I'm curious, and I would certainly want to give this a look. I can't see any reason why I would... I mean, it says limited copies. So are you trying to say that this is not going to be on retail? Is that the reason that you're putting it on Kickstarter, for FOMO reasons? Where does it say? Is there going to be... Does it mention anything about the retail? Add-ons. Don't care about previews. Don't care about previews. Timeline. Refund. About. Doesn't say it. FAQ. Oh, what is in the upgrade kit? 8 metal tokens, clay theory tokens, and 4 player trays. I'm tempted, honestly. For $20, I'm tempted by that. Okay, fine. How long does it take to play? About an hour. Retailer. So, it says limited copies, but it sounds like it's going to be in retail. I mean, why would you have retailer pledges? How is it different? There we go. 6 different species, each has its own logic, rules, and represent a unique challenge. That's not different from Planet X at all. 2 different island maps, and a spatial aspect, cool. Town cards, and terrain types provide an additional layer of logic and relationships. Okay, so it's expanding upon the original one. Alright, this does seem pretty cool. Alright, it does seem quite cool. I don't know if it was one that I would want to back on Kickstarter, though. I mean, it's $12 to ship, which means another, like, £8 to ship the thing. And I don't know how different it's going to be from there. And you're not exactly getting much extra in the box. I mean, what do you get? Actually, is it cheaper to get the bundle? So what do you get? So, early copy, you can get it for 45... I know, 3 months before the... Oh, you get it in May, 3 months before the retail release. Ooh. So at least you do get a bit of an advance thing here. But shipping and taxes. I mean, this is the other thing that's putting me off Kickstarter. Because our government decided to completely screw up our own country. We got to pay 20% on top of everything just to get things shipped here. It's a pain. It makes Kickstarters really, really expensive. Search for Lost Species, early copy. $45 though. It's not bad. It's not a bad value. I mean, that's going to be no different. I mean, 38 quid. I'm pretty certain I'd be able to buy it for that much in retail. Search bundle. So you get Search for Planet X and the Horizon upgrade pack, and that for £83. Not bad. Although, I don't need Search for Planet X. So, can I buy it for a little bit cheaper without getting Search for Planet X? Right, here we go. So, ignoring Search for Planet X. I mean, that's a good deal. Because 45, 45, and 20. So that's normally $110. And you can save $10, $11 on the search bundle. That's not bad. But let's say I don't want Search for Planet X. That means I'm paying $45, I'm paying $65. Okay, $65. Early pledge. I suspect the add-on will add something to it. So, possibly not bad. UK, it's not going to be a search bar. Early public pledge level. So 12, let's say 15. So 15, 65, 80 bucks, which is about £70. 65, £70. I'd have to look. I need pictures of this Horizon pack because the explanation is not good enough. I want to see pictures of this. So I'm definitely going to Google this. But this looks quite cool. I'm definitely keen to try out this game. I mean, it's basically just going to be Search for Planet X 1.5, effectively. So I don't see why I would dislike this game because I think the Search for Planet X is a great game. So that's kind of the way I see it. But if you've not tried Search for Planet X, I recommend it. And if you're totally new and you think that this is a theme that you'll like better and you want to get the latest version, I think get this one. Yeah, it does look pretty sweet. Right, there you go. I think that's as much as my voice is going to do. Like I say, sorry that it is a little bit weird, but I can feel the voice, the throat complaining. And if I want to do a podcast tomorrow, I'm going to definitely need to keep my voice under wraps for today. So we will call it there. So, pick of the month. I think I've just answered my own question. This one, honestly, I think that a lot of the other ones on there, like Andromeda's Edge and Marvel United and all that sort, are just too expensive. It's too much shoved in your face, too many expansions, too much money, and it's not worth it. It is not worth it. I don't care about Cold Baron, I don't care about Zoo Vadis, Hollywood 1947, not bad, but again, I don't think it warrants a Kickstarter. Batman Arkham Asylum does not look like it's worth the money. And I've already said my things on Andromeda's Edge and that. I mean, Andromeda's Edge could be a fantastic game, but for that much money, I don't want to spend that much money plus tax plus shipping on a gamble like that. I know most of Kickstarter is a gamble, but like I say, Dwellings I sold. I eventually grew tired of Dwellings, which is why I can't understand why it's Mike Delicio's number. Well, I won't spoil, but yeah, I don't know, it's just, yeah, I'm not as keen on that one. I'm not going to jump on hype trains, because that's effectively what a lot of these big Kickstarters are. It's all hype train, but not that much hype for this one. A few things have gone out for it, but apart from that, it's not getting a ton of, extra things. But this is my pick of the month. Search for Lost Species. I think if you have not tried Planet X, you should give it a try. But if you want to just jump in straight away with this, grab it. I don't know if I recommend getting both games, but maybe there's enough differences that you could go for it. And honestly, Planet X is a great game, so by all means, grab both. It's not too expensive. You can get the entire lot for less than $100. Shipping and that, $100 before tax and shipping, which is a problem. But like I say, to get the net cost for 100 or less is not bad, and at least I can tell you that this game is probably going to be pretty sweet, and I can tell you that Planet X is already a great game. I can't tell you Andromeda's Edge is one, though, unfortunately. So, yeah, pick of the month, Lost Species. Oh, and there we go. Whew. I need to throw it up, but thanks everybody for bearing with me on this roundup. Sorry that the throat may have got in the way of me being a bit more energetic and stuff, but it's still recovering. I'm still not at a point where I can talk endlessly and not have a problem. I think it's probably going to be... I was hoping it would be gone by this weekend, but I guess not. So I'm thinking probably a few days more, probably into the middle of next week before I see this go for good. But we'll see. But at least I'm at a point where I can talk. This will be the longest video I do. The podcast won't even be this long. But I've got reviews to get on with, and I'm going to make certain that they're not going to take 40 minutes, so... This is probably the hardest one I'll have to do. Other ones will be simpler. But yeah, I'm back. Thanks for everybody who sent me nice messages and wished me well and wished my health well and that. And I'll try not to put myself back into into laryngitis mode again. But I'm going to sign off now. So take care. And remember, as always, yes, I've been quite negative on the Kickstarters and that. But just remember, as always, it's only a game. Therefore, spend your money wisely. Take care. And I'll see you soon.